don't know if you've ever been in this situation before, but it's late and I worked out earlier, but for some reason I still got a lot of energy. So I figured, you know what? Let me just go for about a mile walk. Just get some of this energy out. I got a lot of thoughts and I got a lot of energy. So I said, you know what? It's dark, but I need to go for a walk. So that's what I'm doing. Anyway, the thought that came to my mind was this. In 2024, it is very important for men to spend some time in circles, conversing and chopping it up with other men in real life. Online is not enough. In chat rooms is not enough. On social media is not enough. You have got to make sure in 2024 that you are in circles with real respectable men having conversations. I'm not talking about guys that are millionaires or billionaires, but I'm talking about men who are respectable. They're about their business. They're known in their neighborhood. Some of them may be family men. Some of them may be very successful in their particular industry or craft. That's what you need to look for. In 2024, more men need to spend more time having conversations with men in real life. And let me tell you why. It's only in having conversations with other men in real life, in real time, where you can really gauge how far you've come or how far you need to go. In conversation with real men, respectable men, in real time, having real conversations, it's going to reveal to you, hey, I need to get my stuff together. Or hey, I'm doing all right. It's going to be one of the two. Because let me tell you, when you get out here and you're at a dinner party or a social gathering or whatever type of function you're at, and there's 4, 5, 6, 7 adult men who relatively got their stuff together. Some of them might be married, have kids, mortgages, real responsibilities, real accomplishments, real resumes. You get in a circle like that, it's going to reveal to you very quickly where you are or where you aren't. That's why I say you gotta do that in real life. It can't be an online social media thing. It has to be in real life. You see, because in real life, in real time, it's gonna show you where you are based upon your level of contribution to the conversation. Because in these situations, what usually happens is eventually, if there are kids there, kids hang out with the kids. All the adults might start up as a whole group or a collective initially, but at some point, the men are going to be over here and the women are going to be over there. And once the men circle up and they start having their conversation, based upon how much you know about the subject matter and how much you're able to contribute, that's going to tell you all you need to know about where you truly are. Because one thing I can tell you for sure, when you're in a circle in real time with respectable men, they have real conversations. They start talking about local elections. They start talking about different changes that are going on in the neighborhood. They'll talk about what's going on at the schools. They'll talk about different construction going on in the city and what's being built over here and what's being taken down over there and what's going on over here. They start talking about savings and investments, and I got my son doing this, and I got my daughter doing that, and I put some money into this, and I'm looking into that. And I looked up at politics, and this is going on, and that's going on. And I saw the local news, and this is going on, and that's going on. And gas prices, and they start talking about real stuff. When you're in a circle with respectable men in real time, they start talking about real stuff. And you know right then and there, based on your ability to contribute to the conversation, where you truly are at that point in time in your life. Because it's right then and there that you realize, you know what? All this stuff about 50-50 dates and dinner whores and getting a passport and Western women, that's not going to fly in this conversation. See, when you get in a circle with respectable men in real time, you kind of know, hey man, this stuff that I've been talking about online, yeah, that ain't for this conversation. Even without any of the men saying anything to you about it, it's something on the inside of you that tells you, hey, this is not the conversation for right now. If I bring this up around these men, I'm going to look dumb as hell. If I bring this up right here, they might escort me out of here. Or if they don't, they're not going to, if I bring this stuff up right here, right now, I'm not getting another invite. So that's why you have to be in real conversations with respectable men in person in 2024, because that's when you're going to see, holy cow, where you really are. And I've been there. You know, it's a whole bunch of couples together, the ladies over here, the men over here. And at this particular time, unless it was about, you know, gender war topics and sports, it really wasn't nothing I could talk about. It really wasn't nothing I could contribute. So I'm just standing there, you know, looking dumb. Because all the other men are contributing to the conversation. I'm just standing there listening because I really don't got nothing to put in. Because once again, they talking about real stuff. And so a lot of you really don't know where you truly are because you haven't been around men in person. Once again, get around some men. They got responsibilities. They got long-term plans. They got families. They got a resume that you can tell are serious and about their business, and they got their stuff together. Hang out with those men in real life. And that conversation with them is going to show you all you need to know about where you truly are in life. Because so once again, I've been there before. You can't pull up to that conversation talking about LeBron and all that. No. I'm not saying these men don't talk about that, but what I'm saying is when they have that conversation, it's when the fellas are getting together to watch the game or to kick it. But in an environment like this, where, you know, the couples are out, it's a birthday party or a baby shower or whatever type of grown folk stuff going on, and the men and the women section off, that's not the environment for that. In that environment, you're talking about real stuff. You're talking about real life. You're talking about accomplishments. And if you ain't been watching the local news, you don't have no long-term plans, you haven't been watching the national news, you haven't been keeping up with finances, you don't really got nothing going on, you're going to realize, oh man, I got to get my stuff together. Because outside of the gender war conversation and maybe sports, I ain't got nothing to talk about. I'm just standing here looking crazy. Because when men are in the circle talking, everybody has an opportunity to get in. And as time goes on in the conversation, the men will naturally create an opening for you to speak. because they recognize, hey, we're all having a conversation, and homeboy ain't say nothing. Let us give him the runway so he can talk. And when they give you the runway to jump in the conversation and you don't have anything to contribute, man, and once again, I've been there. They having a conversation, I'm just standing there like, yeah, true. You know, I'm not really saying nothing because I don't got nothing to contribute. Because, hey, we wasn't talking about the gender war. We wasn't talking about sports. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we was talking about LeBron versus Jordan, I could have went down, oh, he went to this many finals, he got this record, but we wasn't talking about that. And so since we weren't talking about that, I ain't had nothing to talk about. Not to mention at that particular time, the way the men were dressing, because they had their outfits together, they were well groomed. You could tell they were taking care of their bodies and going to the doctors regularly and the dentist. I'm just standing there like, damn, I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I was standing like, damn, man, I gotta get my shit together. Woo. I ain't gonna lie, at a certain point I was like, man, I'd be glad when this party is over, man, because I'm actually embarrassed right now. I'm out here looking crazy. Another thing, when you start going to these environments and these conversations, and yes, the guys, you'll be there chopping it up, and so some guys will have a beer or two or whatever, right? Yeah. Yeah, so in that environment, yes, because there's another part. It's not just the conversation part, it's also the vices part. And so while the guys are there chopping it up or whatever, yes, guys will have a beer, maybe even a few beers. But if you out there getting sloppy face drunk, or you gotta smoke something, or you smell like something, or your eyes is glossed over, you kind of look out of place. And so that's part of it too. It's going to show you where you are overall in terms of fitness, in terms of how seriously you take life, in terms of knowledge base, in terms of career base, in terms of accomplishments, in terms of plans for the future, in terms of how you deal with women, in terms of self-discipline and how serious you are. I'm telling you, just getting in circles with men, having conversations, is going to show you a whole lot about yourself. So in 2024, online ain't gonna do it. Panels ain't gonna do it. You gotta get around men in real life, in real time. And that's gonna show you where you are.